to start normal Damba, dude. So, alright, I guess we'll go with loadouts. Spirit's Chosen, it's pretty much your best choice. Ripe and Gourd, more on like death ball comps, like people that are like going to sit on point, like a lot of people, like even with Dribble Tank, I think Spirit's Chosen is better unless it's like a death ball comp, like Barrack Kawhi Nash. Like that's like a death ball comp. They're just gonna sit on point if you're gonna do that for some reason. And then for loadouts, because I play on controller, it's like the loadout I used. It's really fucking generic, dude. Like all eerie presence. People, most people use it at like 3 or 4. 3 is for like the more like special people that really know how to play Damba well, dude. Many gourds, I really fucking love that card at 4. And Swift Spirits, what other people do is they make this a 3-pointer, a 5-pointer, and then they replace many gourds for no, I mean they replace ritual magic for possession, make that a 4-pointer, and like make many gourds a 2-pointer. This is like the generic Damba build you'll see for like good Damba players. Eerie presence just in case they miss, which most Damba players don't miss that much. Possession just for extra survivability, but I prefer ritual magic a lot more because I don't enjoy using the core that much for myself. And then Swift Spirit is just to help your team. It's not as good as before when it used to be 7%, but it's still a value card, especially when you're trying to help out the team. And a quick notice from I'm not sure about this, but from what I've heard, if you go Eerie Presence 5 and then Chronos 3, it actually like do a negative effect on you, because I don't think it can go lower than that. With Eerie Presence 5, like your heal reset won't go down like any lower. So when I'm playing Damba, I usually only have like Chronos 2 at max, and then I usually go Morale Boost or Deft Hands, just whatever the situation is better off with. Or you could also go Haven Blast or Resilience, just as whatever the situation needs. Ice Mines, you could also go Master Riding, but I don't really think that's needed. And then just playing Damba in general, what a quick note is without the stun talent like on a strat. So this is like your base projectile, and then your reload like tells like a bit lower than that. So just aim like a tad bit higher than usual. So let's go to like these people. So let's say you're like in this range, it'll still reach it, but if you're like here, it won't reach anymore. That's where you need to aim like a bit higher to land the stun. And when you see that, like when you aim higher, it won't. Sometimes your shots won't land, but your stun will. So the more you play Damba, the more you'll understand like how to use the stun a lot more. And something I also do a lot is like you hide in the corner, like you're reload, and then you like do a wall jump on them, because they're gonna be like much harder to track in that case. Like it could probably save your life sometimes. And then just slither away. So you like land a stun, maybe shoot a few times if they're almost dead, and then if they're not, just slither away to like your closest teammate possible. Preferably someone that can feel for you, not really looking at someone else when they're like fighting someone. Like a point tank, sometimes like the entire enemy team is looking at them, they can't really help you that much, so you'll probably die if you rotate to your point tank. And then like let's say you have like a DPS here, like over here, and the enemy is like right here, like chasing you. You're better off with the DPS, because since they're helping the tank, they have clear vision on you. And when they see you like falling back for them, if they know what they're doing, they'll usually like try looking around for people that are chasing for you. Because if they're running away to you, it usually means there's someone chasing them. So just watch out for that. And that's a tip for like DPS players as well, dude. Like if the support is like trying to run away from someone and you notice them, just look around for like a second or two, just to make sure they're safe because sometimes there's really someone chasing them, and you're probably like and they're probably expecting you to go for it. And then for healing, so let's say like this is like your spawn, and then you're about to start the point fight. What I usually do is so like let's say like your deep like your flank and off tank are going there to dive the enemy backline. You're with your backline DPS here. I think what your best choice is putting a gourd on point for your point tank and then healing either DPS or the off tank, just giving them like the speed boost if they need it, if they're gonna dismount early. Because or either just heal your backline DPS, because the point tank is like your best choice for throwing a gourd on, because they're gonna sit on it the most, because they're gonna be the ones that are like gonna be in a really common spot more often than not. The only time you really throw a gourd is to somewhere else is when you really need like that AoE healing. Like let's say like your flank and off tank are sitting there, like they're getting corralled on. Throw a gourd there and pocket them for a bit if they're really that desperate for healing, because your point tank will be able to sustain themselves for a few seconds without you needing to heal them. They can play off their cooldowns properly. So just do that, and then your backline DPS, you also need to sustain them for a bit if they're getting flanked on, because they're gonna be like your main source of safety when there's someone hard diving your backline. Because sometimes the point tank is just too busy looking forward, so they can't really defend you that much. So focus the healing on the DPS, and then just heal the point tank when they're starting like to run out of cooldowns, or they're just getting too much damage on them. So yeah, I think that's it for like healing priority. So I think now like the only thing I really need to show is probably ult usage, dude. So what I prefer doing with Damba is like when you see an approach. Alright, so let's say someone is like diving you, like you're really low HP, like someone's diving you and you're near your DPS. Even if it's just one person, or even just the start of the round, like start of the round, you see like one enemy like diving your back line, like a flank or a DPS, just ult them. Because if they don't have resilience, people will be able to react on that, and that'll be a ton of value, because a 4v5 in an early start will give you so much advantage, dude. And what I also prefer doing when ulting is aim upwards, like because your ult is like a really big sphere. So if you aim it upwards, like even if it's a vertical like high mobility flank, you're able to fucking do a ton of help with it. And then, or what you could also do is like just aim it at the ground. Just aim it at the ground if you really need to pop it now. But I really think you're getting less value out of that. Like there's still a chance for him to escape if you don't throw, if you're not throwing it like that. Because with that you're like reaching its max value, because you're abusing the fact that it's a sphere. So let's say here you ult on the ground, like you see that area. One of them is like a high mobility flank. They can just jump up, like blink out, dash out, use their pounds. I need to stop these people from moving. I don't know why that's not yet fixed, dude. So what you could do is, hold on, I just need to kill them.
Rampage!
These two.
Double kill!
They hunger for more.
So even if you aim it upwards, and by the way you can detonate it by pressing the alt button again, because I haven't said that yet. If you do it upwards, you'll be able to catch them, and even like any mobility they do, they're still probably gonna get feared, unless they either like flick backwards. Yeah, just entirely flick backwards and just use all their movement abilities to get away from it, or they're just gonna get feared.
I'm not afraid.
You got the
So
real
that's pretty
me.
much the thing about Damba. Just I really suggest almost high, like just aiming higher than
Cold.
usual. Like don't look at the ground. And the thing is, if you like all like around like here, the middle, like it's a pretty big surface area, and you don't need to like aim downwards and then look back up immediately. Just aim like slightly high to get the full cover. Just move down slightly, and you'll be able to go back to your line of sight with your teammates to heal. Because sometimes it'll take a bit of time for you to be able to look back up. Do this, and then you have to fucking see them. Instead, like you just aim higher, look downwards a bit, and immediately heal them back. Like that might be like maybe a few nanoseconds of difference, but sometimes it'll probably come in clutch, dude. Like you'll never know. Honestly, you're playing fucking Paladins Champions of the Realm. I think that's really it about Damba, honestly. Don't know what else to say. So yeah.